Coming at you with another Marvel Snap deck highlight today, and while budget might be in the deck title, I actually like all 12 of the cards in this deck list, and there aren't really other Series 3, 4, or 5 cards I'd want to swap into it. Let's give you the rundown on what this deck's looking to do, starting with its namesake in Daredevil. So 2 energy, 2 power card. On turn 5, you get to see your opponent's plays before you make your own. This effect is incredibly powerful with Professor X. Ongoing lockdown this location, cards can't be added, removed, etc. These 2 cards alone often let us steal an entire location, locking down one of the 2 spots we need to win the entire game. And if Professor X isn't present, Gamora provides a very similar effect, plopping down 12 power worth of stats for just 5 resources, often being able to swing whatever location she's showing up to. Another 1-2 punch this deck has for winning a location with just 2 cards is Storm, who creates a flooded location where cards can no longer be played there after the following turn, who we curve nicely into Jessica Jones, who provides 8 power worth of stats for just 4 resources. Storm into Jessica Jones is a 3-4 that can often win locations entirely on their own. Now, the fallback plan outside of these 1-2 location lockdown punches in this deck is twofold. The first is that we have a small destroy sub package with Carnage here, who gets bigger when he eats things, as well as Killmonger, who's capable of popping our 1-drops, which in this case are Nova, who makes our entire board bigger, as well as Hood, who has a detrimental body at face value, but also provides us with a high stat power demon. Mysterio plays into this destroy package as well. Its clones being able to hold the bonuses that Nova provides, or also be eaten by Carnage for profit. And finally, we round out the deck with a couple of additional disruptive cards here in Shang-Chi and Enchantress that can not only create big game swings on the final turn, but can also use with precision on the 5th turn alongside Daredevil if you do not have priority. At any rate, I hope you enjoy the game highlights that I have for you here today. I think they do an excellent job of showcasing the power and flexibility that this deck brings to the table. Remember, if you do enjoy them, to tap that like button, leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite moment is. And if you happen to be new here, consider subscribing to the channel. I post deck highlights like this 7 days a week, as well as other Marvel Snap game news updates and tidbits. I'd love to see you back again. For the rest of today, enjoy some Daredevil action. I'm gonna put the real Mysterio in the lab, I think. And then we'll Storm plus Jones to win the left or right here, depending on what the right side location is. We'll decide where we're going with that. Well, I mean, they were gonna play that this turn regardless. I think the fact that that just happened means I'm going to Storm here into Jones here. And then honestly, our turn 5 is probably gonna be Nova Carnage here on the right. Vibranium's actually not a terrible draw here, because if we can pick up Gamora for the final turn, we'll be able to Vibranium plus Gamora into the lab for good effect, or Vibranium plus Gamora here in Scar. So we're going to have a total of 10, 13 here in the Flooded. So in a decent spot, unless they brood into Surfer. The person that asked, you were defending Hobgoblin Hard in a similar deck yesterday. The Cerebro 2 deck in no way, shape, or form resembles this one and is very, very different. So I disagree with the take that these two decks are similar. We're up by 5 on the right. We're up by 2 in the middle, but they only have 1 spot here on the right? Hopefully 19 wins here. Inverted Iron Man would be 18 here, right? So we actually beat Inverted Iron Man. We lose to Inverted Iron Man plus Surfer, but I feel like if they had that, we wouldn't be in the tank here. Yeah, clean game. Victory. You notice you haven't been playing many Cosmo decks lately. Are you not a fan of the card? Cosmo largely just goes into decks that are looking to stop people from playing the game, and those are not the types of decks that are the most entertaining or fun to showcase on stream for most people to watch. People typically want to watch decks do a thing, not sit there and deny people doing a thing. Carnage would be a lovely draw here for our left side, but otherwise we just kill Monger this turn. Shang-Chi will be nice and tinted Valor. Psylocke. Chick or Sarah, probably. I'm actually gonna play these here because I kind of wouldn't mind drawing more Vibranium. This might be premature, but I think cutting them off of a turn with Sarah is ideal here. There have been a lot of creators that have been pushing the Leech Leader ramp deck with Electro. It is the natural metagame progression of the Leech Leader archetype, because leeching your opponent before they leech you is a good way to win the mirror. Are you Iron Man? Are you? Yeah, get out of here. I'm Shang-Chi and Enchantress. Sit down. Big Bruiser, thanks for the prime, appreciate it. Fun/weird interaction. Mysterio into Shuri's lab does get doubled, so this will be an 8-power Mysterio in the middle. Hood. 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 So, I think, based on the fact that we got a double here and they didn't, I'm going to storm the lab, so that way they don't get any double ups. We have priority here. And then our turn 4 gets to be Daredevil plus Carnage. And then our turn 5 is Gamora somewhere, which is nice. Can I compete with Surfer in the middle? I compete with the middle if they have Surfer. We have 10 here right now. This would be 12. This would be 15. And no, we're just dying, right, to a Surfer? So then I have to play for the outside paths. Okay, this gives us priority going into this turn. So we get to Enchantress the Wong if we want. And that's a hood. It's kind of nice as well. Will let us tee up Gamora plus Demon on the final turn. Maybe gives us a shot to well, okay, with that line, I just Professor X here, and then we Enchantress, plus maybe nothing else over here next turn? Yeah? Yeah.
I am Iron Man.
Hood would actually be better as Rocket Raccoon here in this instance. Or Titania. Titania is another card that I consider for this slot. We could lose here with this Enchantress. Just go like 3-drop plus Surfer. We're only going up to 11 here. Hey, come get my cubes. Come and get them. They're all yours. Yeah, we'll both Bane and Max are both real scary. Do we win this breaker? We do win the breaker. Sick. Whoo! I cannot believe we beat Wolfsbane there. It wouldn't have been close if we'd have had Rocket Raccoon or Titania. It's definitely not a strictly best one drop. Hood has better synergy with like Carnage and stuff, and it's good early, but on the last turn of the game, the other two are better. I think this deck is better than the classic Disruptor. I think it's different. I think a lot of the cases aren't like strictly better, strictly worse comparisons, just like do different things, have different edge cases. Sarah is an explicitly very bad card with Daredevil, because Sarah is not a 5-drop you need information to play on the last turn of the game, or the 5th turn of the game. Sarah is a very good card, and the Disruptive Sarah decks are reasonable good decks, but they're very different than what this one is doing. You don't play Daredevil and Sarah in the same deck ever. Let's do this and set ourselves up for all these paths here. Can't decide if I want to Killmonger this turn. I think I want to Jones here and Demon here, and this basically makes them commit more to this path to be able to win it, because Jones will go to 8, which will take away Maximus's Metropolis bonus. I think I'm gonna do this. So this plays for all 3 paths, right? Jones is currently winning here once her bonus pops off. Killmonger's a 4, Demon's a 5 here. So we're beating Red Skull. And then Killmonger also clears here. So I'll need to beat Killmonger plus Demon here while also playing to here to beat the Jessica Jones. This is Storm the TVA angle, I think. Silver Surfer cares about the original energy cost of cards when you put them into your deck, not the actual energy cost that you paid to put them into play. Am I staying around rank 100 on purpose? Nope, I just mostly stopped snapping appropriately and retreating when I should when I hit rank 100 because the cubes don't matter anymore. Just trying to get a feel for how different decks play out and showcase different strategies on stream. You want to see me act in a way that I'm valuing snapping and retreating appropriately, be sure you hang out for the first couple weeks of the next season. The next rank season begins when the next season pass season begins, so January 2nd, I believe. You can always see it in client on the season pass screen. Yeah, probably Cerebro 2 here. This gives them a chance to dodge the Gamora, but I wouldn't mind Gamora ending up center, I don't think. And obviously we don't want to play into the Jessica Jones path. We have not played negative with Thanos. That's either genius or terrible. Maybe it's a mix of the two. Because you do draw extra cards with the Thanos stones, but they're also awkward to invert with negative. So it feels like it could really go either way. Cerebro 2 doesn't really play 4-drops. Maybe there's a new Cerebro 2 deck with Zabu explicitly, but I'd be kind of surprised if that's the case. Taking the time to play a bunch of 3-drops in your Zabu deck doesn't sound like a good use of your energy. generally speaking, simply playing on curve in Marvel Snap is not something you really need to strongly worry about. Mysterio is an excellent draw here, so we get to Enchantress, take away their Mystique effect, which cuts them down to 12 points here, and then we'll be at 16. I agree, Zabu seems very sweet and strong, another unique build around being introduced to Marvel Snap. We do a really good job of creating new archetypes through strong synergy cards like Zabu and Surfer, and Cerebro and Patriot. Our opponent's deck is a Cerebro 2 deck because all of their 2-power things get a bonus from Cerebro. The new Mystique animation. Mystique actually copies the animation of whatever thing she's copied the ongoing of, so she's got Cerebro's animation here in her background. Oh, you mean this link between them? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know that I've noticed that before. Good night, Mystique. Clean game.
Victory.
Diablo's base is actually kind of awkward for us because I kind of want to storm this, and then it'll be 50% to take away my flooded location. I think that's still the line we have to roll with here, but definitely doesn't. Well, shit. Alright, Galactus me daddy. Watch this be like Doctor Doom. This is also fine into leader, because the real Mysterio's here, but if they have something like, I guess Doctor Doom's also fine. We need to be on like, not get like Magneto'd. Oh, neither of those were Shang-Chi. They're still big enough though, right? Okay, good shit. Good shit. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you. I wish I had Gamora to play here, but beggars won't be choosers and all that. There's a chance we win the breaker here, because this shrinks their lizard and kills any big thing they play. First and only breaker in Marvel Snap is Total Power.
Victory.
They are up by 2, we're up by 11, we win the game. Thanks for being one of the awesome people that made it all the way to the end of the video. Remember, your likes and comments help videos grow with engagement, and be sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. I post Marvel Snap game news, updates, deck highlights, and other fantastic stuff here 7 days a week. We hope to see you back again real soon.